Actually, I have some Red Bull.
Some Red Bull. All right. How were the microphones on this? Was it like blocking his face?
No.
I don't think it was, right?
I think his was great. Yours was great.
His is good?
Yeah, his is great. That looks perfect.
Excellent.
Everything looks perfect. Yeah.
All right, should we just get into this, bro?
Yeah.
Wow. All right, well, today we have with us, wearing the exact same shirt as me, Bluebebleu, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
Doing
I'm happy
great?
to be here.
Hell yeah. I mean, so people probably don't know unless you've been following the Instagram stories and stuff, but Blue's been doing all the audio engineering for all these podcasts and everything. I appreciate you helping out. This is your space too, bro.
I know, man. But it's your space also. It's the 805 space.
Dude, well, I appreciate that. So how did you end up getting into this room? Like, this room people have been seeing. People always hit me up on Instagram every, like, Sunday when I've been posting this stuff. Like, bro, where is that? I'm just like, follow Bluebebleu. Like, how did you get into this? People want to know, like, what the hell is the story behind this room?
Yeah, so some years back, I was working at the hospital. Shout out Los Robles Hospital.
That's where I was born.
You were born in Los Robles Hospital?
I was.
Hospital?
I think TIE Fighter was the one who took me out.
Maybe, I don't know. I was over there, and I was working with the homie Brandon Bedale. And he actually worked in the boiler room. So he was doing all that technical stuff, heating up rooms and stuff. And I was cleaning rooms. So I was just, that was what I was doing down there.
Like cleaning, like changing bed spreads, things like that, towels.
I was a housekeeper. So I had the housekeeping outfit. No, the maid outfit. No, I didn't have a maid outfit, but I had a pretty cool outfit. But I was over there cleaning. And then Brandon was telling me, hey, there's a space over in Oxnard. And you want to split it 50-50? And I was like, yeah. And we just instantly hit it off. And we've been homies ever since.
That's awesome. So you've been in, how long have you been in this room for? Like a year and a half, 2 years?
I want to say 2 years.
Okay, got you. And then
Yeah.
when did Ty end up coming into the room next door?
Ty came in maybe last year.
Okay. So
Like mid last year.
So he's the rookie of the group.
Yes. Red was around the same time too.
Okay, nice. That's a good recruiting class. You got Red and Ty.
Yeah, we actually are like, we call ourselves like the Stew Crew.
I see you guys. I'm a subscriber. To
Shout
the
out
Stew
to Stew Crew and subscribe to Stew Crew. We love all 8 of our followers.
Okay, so when you came in this room, what color were the walls?
They were like red and gray.
Red and gray, and then
Yes.
so you were the one that just like, dude, fuck that. We're making this blue and pink.
Yeah, I just had like this really great like shroom trip, and then I just got a bunch of spray paint cans. I remember just going directly to Home Depot and just buying a bunch of spray paint.
And why did you buy these colors?
I like pink, and I like blue, and I don't know. I just feel like they match together aesthetically.
Mm-hmm. It does. It definitely creates like a
Yeah.
fun environment. And
Yeah.
like I'll take some photos and post it down below for this video. But like you got these crazy random like murals. This little artwork. Was this all done by you?
Yeah. I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. Like it's for me, my biggest inspiration just creatively is Willy Wonka.
Okay.
I love Willy Wonka. Like he's the greatest. He's the real GOAT, you know, and like his he just kind of does whatever he wants, and that's what I really like about him. So I just kind of did what I wanted on the walls.
And you just like, and like, what is this? LOL? You got the LOL right here?
Yeah, so it's an inside joke. So I always say lol. Like I text lol on everyone's pages, and every quote is lol. And it just kind of stemmed from I hear everyone say LOL, and I just kind of didn't want to do the same thing, so I just say lol.
Switch it up a little, right?
Yeah, just my thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were born and raised in Oxnard?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. And how old are you now?
29.
29.
Yeah.
So what high school did you go to?
Channel Islands.
You went to Channel Islands,
Yeah.
just like Charles. Did you know Charles or no? You probably didn't know him.
No, I don't know anyone. Like, it's crazy. Maybe they did see me, but I was a very quiet person.
Okay. I feel that. Like I feel like you're a quiet person, but your music is definitely not like a quiet, weird, lo-fi vibe. Like you have a very, very interesting music vibe.
Yeah.
So what do you consider yourself? Producer, engineer, and an artist as well?
Producer, engineer, artist, DJ, creative. I don't know, everything else you can imagine.
That's awesome.
Just I try to wear as many hats as possible in the creative side, but as far as the business side, that's where I kind of like hand it off to other people.
Got you. And so how long have you been making music for?
Like 11 years.
Oh,
but
long
but
time.
but in terms of seriously putting in like work and trying to get better at everything, like 6 years.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
And were you always going under the name Bluebebleu?
Yeah, like so Bluebebleu, I've been going under that name. You can take this name back 20 years.
Oh, really? Like
Yeah.
elementary school.
Elementary, like my family, they call me Beluki because when I was born, I was 10 pounds, 10 ounces. Like I was this enormous, like fat blob coming out of my mother's womb. And so that name Bluebebleu just kind of like I created on my own as like another form of the name of Beluki. And I used that as like my gamer tag on PlayStation. Like I just used it for everything. Like even my Instagram profile, if you go back like 10 plus years before I was posting most of my music, I still had Bluebebleu on there.
Okay.
So it's been an ongoing thing. Yeah.
It's a ride or die name. Like
Yes.
It'll
like
never die.
Yes, it will never die till the day I die. You know.
That's
that
awesome.
name's gonna be there.
Wait, and your real name is Andrew?
Yes, Andres.
Andres. Yeah. Okay. But you don't really like who does anybody call you that? Like do your parents even call you that?
That's a really interesting thing that you mentioned. I don't talk to them, but they do call me that.
Okay.
They do. Well, they don't call me Bluebebleu. They call me Beluki.
They call you Bluebebleu.
Yeah.
And so why don't you talk to your parents anymore? I know they live in Idaho, right?
Yeah. So my parents are hugely, hugely religious.
Okay,
like, it's
so
crazy,
so
but
they
I
really-
don't mind talking about it. It's like it doesn't bother me, but like yeah, it's kind of funny.
So like at what age were you when you kind of started like butting heads with them? Because I don't really take you for a very like super conservative religious dude. Like you're a pretty wild guy, I feel like. Was it like around high school that you guys started kind of butting heads?
Yeah, it was like when I hit 20, like I just kind of really butted heads with them. And yeah, like around that time.
Do they know that you make music?
I mean, they probably do. They probably stalk my music. Because I have like, it's funny when I look at the Instagram analytics for like my music, I'll check it every once in a while. There's like some 60-year-olds and 50-year-olds like listening to it. So I'm like, maybe they're listening to it. I don't know.
Damn. Do you wish that they were like more supportive and more into your craft right now?
No. I mean, like, it's crazy because like, even if you have no support, it's still worth doing because there are people that will support you. So I don't really look at it like I need family or anybody. It's kind of like whoever is willing to join me on the ride, like they can come with me. But
Absolutely.
I'm not forcing anybody to be like, you have to hear what I'm doing, you know? It's like I make stuff, and if you want to follow it, that's cool.
And so, okay, so a few years ago, your parents moved to Idaho, right?
Yeah.
And how come you decided to stay here? You were just like, was it even an option going to Idaho?
So I just didn't want to be around them. So I didn't go.
Okay. And you have you have an older sister, right?
Yeah.
And how old is she?
I have two older sisters. I have one that's like 31, and I have one that's 33 or 34.
Are you like a little closer to them than your parents?
My sister that's older than me, no. Like the one that's directly older than me, but the oldest one, I don't mind her. She's cool. So
She's cool.
Yeah.
That's dope. Well, damn, dude. Hopefully one day we can get your parents here and we'll do like an underground podcast with them or something.
Probably someday.
That would be awesome.
Manifest it, you know?
So a few weeks ago, you dropped the like track list for an upcoming album, and we were talking about it. We talked about it a bunch, but like it's a very impressive track list. Like, everybody watching this needs to go check it out right now. And the reason I say it's impressive is not only is it a lot of songs, but a ton of 805 features. Like, you have a bunch of people on there, from TIE Fighter to Red to Dean. Like, you have so many kind of Oxnard hubbed people. How did you end up getting all these people on there? Like, how many features are on there? Probably like 14, 15?
There's probably like 14.
And how did you go about getting all those people?
I was in here sitting around just messing around on my computer, and somebody would walk into my room. Like, they just come by and like hang out with Ty and stuff. And then they come walk into my room, and I was like, hey, you hear this? And they were like, oh, that's cool. You want to hop on it? And that's kind of how it happened. And some of the stuff, it was just literally they came in to record their music over here. And so they had their track ready and recorded. And then it was kind of like, hey, you down to write in 30 minutes if I create in 30 minutes? So I created it like right there, 30 minutes.
But you'll create the beat.
Yeah, I created the beat, yeah. And then I was like, hey, can you write for this? And they were like, sure, And like Dean, he wrote like in 30 minutes, just like that, I don't even think it was writing. It was just kind of just freestyling, and he just kind of came up with something that worked. And I'm really proud of it. Like David Moe came in here, just created probably in the same amount of time. Ty, he'll write in like 5-10 minutes. So like everyone that comes in here is like hyper talented, and you could tell they put a lot of work into their craft, and I can respect that work ethic.
Absolutely. So what are you most excited about for this project? Like, I know it's not coming out till what, June 1st?
Yeah, June 3rd actually.
June 3rd?
Yeah.
So what do you hope like people that listen to this get from it? Like, what can people expect from this album?
I've always said, like, with my music, it's not to create a vibe so much as it is to put you in a feeling. So like I'm really excited about like just continuing this project of a story that I started with all my projects, from the first project, which was a visitor, up to Paracosm, which is the middle project, up to this new project, which is called The Social Experiment, which is kind of a growth of myself, because when I started making stuff, I was very isolated, and I just kind of did things on my own. But what I've learned, especially from working with artists in the 805, is the more you work with other people, the farther you get. And that's kind of been the development and growth of me as a person, is realizing that there are so many people with talents in our area, and if we bring everyone together, then we can you can create something special.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like your project with The Social Experience, that's what it's called?
Yeah, The Social Experience.
Like, it's like for real, like a really dope, I kind of look at it as like an 805 compilation project.
Yeah, that's exactly the way I look at it too. It's the social experience because it really was a social experience. Like, I set out from the very beginning, and I told Brandon this, to create a project where it was like a feature on every track. And there are very few tracks where it's just me making stuff. Most of the tracks are just features, like people putting their own paw print essentially on the project. And I really like that, because if it were just me, it'd be boring. but having like other people on there is really is going to be something special.
And okay, so you say you make music to bring people, like listeners, to a feeling. What kind of feeling do you think somebody will get from listening to The Social Experience from top to bottom?
Whimsical feeling, a feeling that you could do anything, like a nostalgic feeling, kind of like a happy feeling at times, but also a feeling of just there's endless possibilities. So that's kind of the goal of it. It's like, as far as artists that I've been heavily inspired by, if you ever get a chance to listen to Boards of Canada, I really love their stuff. It's, like I said, very nostalgic, kind of like this project, and I don't know. It's just I'm really excited for people to hear this, because it's not like it's just hip hop, but it's a blend of all the genres that I really like, whether it's synthwave, whether it's electronica, whether it's EDM, whether it's trip hop. I mean, it's just it's going to be a really cool project, and it's going to have like a narrative all the way through. So it's not just going to be tracks stacked on top, but there will be like interludes and kind of stuff that tells a story. And that's what I try to do with all my projects, is try to tell a story, you know?
Absolutely. And so, like, when I first heard your music, I think it was through Ty. And he's like, first thing I ever heard, it's like it has all these like weird noises, like fart noises and shit like that. Like, is that kind of like out of the blue production style gonna come up on this album as well?
It's gonna be whatever I feel like in the moment. Yeah, it could be that. I feel like this is gonna be the most accessible out of my projects.
And what does that mean?
So there's music that I enjoy most of the time, is really experimental and kind of harsh on the ears sometimes. But accessible would be like touching more in the 805 sound, which is a lot of hip hop and just really cool, dope like vocalists and artists. And I feel like not only has my ability to like work with other people gotten a lot better over the years, and my mixing and like just understanding of how to use a DAW and how to use audio equipment, like I've grown a lot over a short period of time. I kind of think, but I'm going to dip my foot more heavily into like the hip hop world.
That's sick.
And I love to do that because there's so many great artists, not only just artists and vocalists and rappers, but also like producers, and working with them on like beat tapes as well, and kind of trying to blend genres.
Okay.
So bring a new sound, yeah.
And for the project, like, so you produced the whole thing.
Yeah.
Engineered the whole thing.
Yeah, engineered everything.
Are your vocals gonna appear as well, or are you kind of just like not really appearing behind the mic?
I have a couple tracks with my vocals on there.
Okay, cool. That's sick. Like, and did you like do some crazy experimental shit with your voice? Like, I know you've played me some stuff where you like, I don't know, you can just manipulate your voice in cool ways. Is it gonna be like your normal voice that's not really touched, or is it gonna be like a kind of crazy, like weird voice that
you can definitely tell it's me.
You can tell it's you.
Yeah.
So something I want to talk about is like, all right, you have a very interesting kind of marketing strategy for this album.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure exactly if it's just for this album, but you've created this character. Okay, this cat.
Yeah.
So what is up with this cat? Like, what is it, Mr. Furry Professor?
I created this character. He's a real character, man.
He's a real character.
Don't speak on his name like that.
So who is this cat, bro? And how does it correlate to you and your music?
He is the manager of Furry Professor Records.
Okay, and who is he?
He's a cat.
And like, what is his role?
Managing, promoting the record label, Furry Professor Records, and just keeping the enterprise afloat.
And like, how did you meet this person, this cat?
So I was just out on the street one time and just chilling, walking around, just doing my thing. I think I had like a Starbucks, and I just saw him, and I told him about my music, and he was like, "Hey, that's cool. Mind if I manage you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And even Brandon, the homie Brandon next door, he's under this manager, Furry Professor. So we're under him, and I think we probably are going to sign a few more people as well. But I mean, I'm not the head honcho.
You're just an artist in this world.
Yeah, under his label, you know.
And so, what is he trying to do? He's trying to help push the hype for your project.
Yeah, he's trying to help push like this new experimental sound, and just get a lot of people that are interested in creating like a new wave. Because I feel like definitely this area has its sound, but definitely kind of create a niche for electronic music lovers as well in the area.
Is that kind of like what you're trying, like, is that kind of your background? Is like electronic music? Is that more of your more? Of
Yeah.
your wave?
So when I grew up, I really didn't listen to a lot of music with vocals. I know it sounds crazy, because most music does have vocals to it, and when you have vocals, like you're adding the human element, which is creating a whole nother layer upon the music. But I grew up on like a lot of Deadmau5. I grew up on like a lot of Feed Me, a lot of drum and bass music, Pendulum, and that stuff is the stuff I really enjoy like making.
Is that still what you listen to today? Like, what are you listening to just like when you're just chilling, listening to music?
A lot of Boards of Canada. I listen to the homie TIE Fighter. Obviously, you got to support the homie, and I mean, I just really love, especially what he's doing like recently, and I feel like his sound also has kind of like got me into hip hop a little bit more. Like
Honestly,
the fact that I touched bases with him, and like I've been obviously communicating and talking with a lot of really dope like hip hop artists in the area, like Drix, Adaptive 93, Brandon, and seeing like how they write. That stuff is just mind blowing to me. Like I can't even fathom how they write so fast and how they write so well.
For real. And I kind of agree. I think TIE Fighter's like gotten me into like a different style of music a lot too, because I was more into like trap type rap my whole life, my whole like rap fandom life. And his is like he's told me he doesn't consider it like boom bap kind of rap, but like I don't know, I consider it boom bap, and like he definitely got me more interested in just kind of the like hard, grungy, cool lyrics.
Yeah, because out of all the genres of hip hop, like the subgenres, I would have to say boom bap is my favorite.
Yeah.
Like I just love it. I love like the grittiness of like the underground hip hop scene, kind of like New York, LA type stuff. Well, I think boom bap is more like New York, but like I just love that authentic sound. Like it's not really polished. And to me, there's something special there with it.
So, okay, so you got this album's coming out June 3rd, 2021. How
Yes.
come so far in advance? Like most people, they'll announce an album drop and then it's coming out like within 3 weeks. How come you've planned it 3.5 months in advance?
I just feel it's really good. You know, I feel like I worked a long time on it, and audio quality is always the most important thing to me. Like how crisp things sound, like how well it's mastered, the dynamic range of the sound. All that stuff is really important to me, and I plan my stuff like way in advance, because it's going with this theme of like creating a bigger picture. So my album artwork, it started with the first project, which was a log cabin out in like a snowy like forest, and then the second project was a giant hand coming down, about to smash that log cabin. And this third project is underground, is the social experiment, is like a heart that's underneath the log cabin. And I plan it like way in advance, because I actually communicate with like the artist who's doing all the art for me. His name is Snetic. Shout out Snetic. Snetic is kittens backwards.
Oh.
Yeah. And I kind of tell him, hey, I'm looking for this design, I want you to draw this, and he makes like amazing art. He's just incredible. So I have to plan everything out way in advance,
to get everything done.
get everything done the way I want it to.
So all the cover arts like line up and create like a bigger picture.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. And have you like finished the project, or are you still working on getting everything sounding perfect?
So I have the project already done in my computer. It's just like a huge stack of 18 files, like just WAV files. And so now I got to go back and pull it back into the DAW, like all of them, and just like do like the mastering on it, which is leveling out the audio from the beginning to the end. So I have, you know how sometimes the track will start quieter, and then at certain points when it's kind of hitting like its groove, like it gets louder. When you're mastering the file, you kind of want that transition to be more seamless. So that's kind of what I'm doing, is I'm making it more seamless, so that when it goes to like distribution services like DistroKid and stuff, like you can really bump it.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, getting everything sounding perfect is key. Leveled, and like you as an
Yeah.
engineer, like you're gonna be somebody that maybe like an artist might not even realize that, who just
Yeah.
kind of passes it off to somebody an engineer. But you are gonna be a perfectionist, is getting
Yeah.
everything on point. Production, engineering, vocals. Okay, so that's dropping June 3rd.
Yes.
Can we expect any like music videos or anything kind of like cool promotionally to come out of that?
So I haven't really figured that out exactly. You'll definitely hear a lot of stuff on my Instagram page, because I'll just go through a heavy phase of just dropping stuff, just because I want people to hear it. But I haven't really thought about like music videos. I might have to link up with some local people, maybe Bing's Visuals,
Hell yeah,
and see if he can help me create something.
You should make a music
Yeah.
video with like one of the features, like with Ty,
Yeah.
or even Dean.
Definitely the one that I have with Ty and Red. I feel like that one could have a music video.
That would be a fun video, the Stew Crew music video.
Yeah, definitely could work. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, after that kind of halfway point of the year, do you have any more plans set yet for like what's to come in the second half of 2021? Do you want to follow it up with more music? Do you have any other goals, any other life plans?
So maybe something with Ty, like a full on project, like
Like a
just me and
collab
Ty.
tape?
Yeah, like kind of like a beat tape of mine, but with Ty, doing vocals for it. So Tie Fighter on there, with vocals on like a full beat tape. And this is kind of crazy I'm mentioning it because we already have like all the files together.
Like you have a bunch of songs together already.
Yeah, but I've actually sent a bunch of files to him, and I mean this is kind of exclusive right now that I'm saying it, because I haven't told anybody, and we were actually supposed to like, I'm probably spoiling it. We're actually we were gonna like create like a really funny project, where it's like he might get mad at me for it, but who cares? It's called like Booty Twerking Volume like 2. But we're calling it that. We're calling it that, but it's actually a really super serious project. So we're promoting it as a really funny project, but when it drops, like it's actually really like it's actually going to be based on the 7 deadly sins.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it'll throw people out. It's almost like a parody title.
Yeah. So we're it's a really creative project that we're working on, and I'm excited for people to hear that too. So that's kind of like, that's not my project, so to speak, but that's more so like a collaborative effort of like me sending Ty stuff and kind of telling him, hey, can you write something about this? Because I feel like he would kill it, honestly.
I'm sure it would, bro. But
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. I'm excited for anything that you guys make. Like,
Yeah.
especially when you guys collab, it always ends up being like a really dope thing coming out of the 805, man. For
Yeah.
real. Well, I'm gonna wrap this up, bro. I know we got Big Dub coming in here, but I appreciate your time, bro. Thank you so much for helping us up with the audio engineering.
Yeah.
Killing it as always, bro. And be on the lookout. I mean, this podcast will be out long before June 3rd, but be on the lookout for June 3rd.
Yeah. Thank
The
you, man.
project. Thank you, bro. Where can people find you on Instagram?
They can find me on Instagram under Bluebebleu. I think that's the name.
I think it is.
I think it is.
Perfect.
It's
Well,
Bluebebleu.
I'll
Yes.
link it as well. But thank you for coming through, bro. For
Yes.
real. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
All right. Underground Podcast. Bluebebleu. Andrew Mason. Thank you for watching.
Dope,
All
man.
right. That
Thank
was
you. A little pissed that I left. They actually weren't bad. Like, no, for the time being and shit.
Look at this.
Brothers
The
in law.
gang.